this a good Christmas, the best day of the year. Better make this a good Christmas. Come on, join in the Christmas tree.
Avian influenza, or bird flu, is a threat to Hawaii's poultry industry and our wild bird populations. The best protection against avian flu is through good biosecurity practices. This includes preventing contact between domestic birds and wild birds and maintaining cleanliness. People should also report.
Sponsor Humanoid Global Holdings, endowments, and big
Sex robot, sex robot, sex robot, sex robot.
I love this squirrel. Hey, good morning. You're a silly girl.
Oh my goodness. How did he become friends with the squirrel?
This is good news for Frank.
Let me
Although,
see.
if we asked you to think of any dangerous drug, you may well immediately think of cocaine, heroin, methamphetamines, or even fentanyl. There is one drug that over the years has killed more people and done far more
Alcohol,
damage than
yeah.
any of those. That drug, of course, is alcohol. Analysis of ancient pottery showed that alcohol has been used for recreational purposes as far back as 7000 BC. Since then, it's caught on in a big way, although most people don't see it as particularly dangerous. Like almost any addictive substance, the potential for abuse is prolific, and long-term abuse can lead to serious health consequences such as cirrhosis.
Cigarettes and alcohol are by far the most dangerous drugs.
Of the liver and heart.
Cigarettes
In
and alcohol.
2021, in the UK alone, 9,641 people were killed as a direct result of alcohol consumption. To put this in perspective, during the same year, heroin and opioids are only believed to have killed 1,213 people. So how is it that the chemical responsible for so many deaths is easily purchasable all over the world without
Because the government wants you to be fat, sick, and stupid.
any questions? And one word, well, that's taxes. Seeing as the UK government is projected to make £13.1 billion in alcohol sales between 2023 and 2024, we don't see it being banned anytime soon.
Yep. Yep. Thanks for that, Nation Breed.
You're a good girl. Oh no, Ophelia. You naughty girl. You're eating all my seeds.
Oh.
You do not want to be taken away from those.
Squirrel. I want to pet
You're
the
up
squirrel.
early. You silly squirrel.
Ow.
Some music.
She is an apple.
I want to be friends with the squirrel.
You're the cutest thing, you
Oh
know
my
that?
goodness.
You're a happy squirrel this morning. You
Oh
silly
my
girl.
goodness.
What are you doing?
Oh my goodness.
I love
Oh
this
my
squirrel.
goodness.
Hey.
That's a good squirrel.
Oh,
Alright.
I don't know if this is a good idea. Oh, that was like a dud hit.
Oh,
Interesting. Probably something to do with these things being ancient and absorbing water, but interesting. That was nothing like the first one. I really hope that dud was a fluke because I really wanted the slingshot thing to work out. So now I'm gonna try this again.
Oh! Oh, man.
Woo! Those are so sketchy. Wow, these things were banned. Instead of throwing these at something, I'm curious whether I can set them off by just like smashing them with an axe. Alright. I really hope this one goes off. Yeah, it went off. It wasn't as loud, but it went off. Okay. I'd rather throw them at stuff, I think. Okay, so the axe wasn't exactly ideal, but that's more like friction-based as opposed to shock-based. So I'm hoping with this, I can set it off. And I know I said that sport ball isn't my thing, but I'm still going to try to make it work.
Jeez. That's pretty cool. I don't know why it keeps cutting into the
That was fun. That was very fun, actually. Every time I play with fire in the forest, I get all these comments saying that I'm going to burn the forest down. So I have to clarify that. Now, this isn't California where, you know, everything just lights in fire by looking at it wrong. But this is Illinois, and the ground is quite wet. And in fact, it actually rained just a few hours ago. So no, this forest is not going to catch on fire anytime soon. And honestly, I doubt these things are even much of a fire hazard to begin with. In fact, let's put that idea to test and see how much of a fire hazard they really are. Alright, just going to sprinkle a little bit of this on here. Not much. Just enough to prove a point. Now, the miniature version of these things, which are these snap pops here, are seemingly unable to start a fire. Yeah. Now, I want to say it's impossible, but I know the Backyard Scientist has a good video on just, like, trying to get those things to start a fire, and he can't get it to happen. These are obviously substantially bigger, but I still don't think that they'll actually be able to ignite that. But there's only one way to find out. Alright, place your bets. Is it going to ignite? Here goes nothing. Nope. Now again, I don't want to assert that it's impossible, but if it doesn't ignite that, it's certainly not going to ignite wet leaves in a forest. The actual name for this kind of firework is called a torpedo, and they were actually one of the most popular types of fireworks back in the day. Now, the funny thing is that the ones I have here are actually really tame, because some torpedoes were made way bigger than these. Now, one terrifying fact about these things is that many of them were just filled with arsenic in the form of realgar or ass. So that means that the real risk of these things wasn't like blowing your fingers off, although that was a risk. The real risk was being exposed to just like huge amounts of arsenic via the smoke. So yeah, that's really sketchy. Now I should mention that torpedoes bigger than snap pops are still made. It's just that ones of this size were banned in 1966, and now they're limited to 50 milligrams of active ingredient, which is just how firecrackers are treated now. Now at this point in the video, I'd love to scale one of these up into something just terrifying, like make a huge version of one of them. And you know what? This would be extremely easy for me. However, I don't think I'm actually allowed to show you that. So instead, let me break out my other kind of banned firework, the silver sparkler. Alright, let's find out why these silver sparklers earn their ban. They're gonna light? Oh geez, those are bright. Maybe it has something to do with those trailing sparks. You know, I don't actually know exactly what got these things banned, but I think it has something to do with how they're fueled by titanium. But wow, this is a lot more fun than a sparkler you could buy nowadays, that's for sure. But yeah, it does drop a lot of hot sparks. Huh. Yeah, that's interesting. I know these used to be popular at weddings. Yeah, I probably shouldn't breathe that. Who knows what they put in these things. Now I'm going to compare this silver sparkler to one of the modern sparklers. Now the first difference is that this old sparkler is it's way bigger. There's a longer stick, it has way more composition, and it probably burns a lot longer. So let's see if I can ignite these here. These are hard to ignite. That is kind of odd. Oh my gosh, and they're very bright. Odd. Oh my gosh, and they're very bright. Okay, so this is the this one right here. This is the iron one, and then this is the old silver sparkler. So yeah, the old ones are clearly a lot more fun, and they're substantially brighter. That's crazy. They do throw off these sparks that are